G'day legends, today we're going to be laughing at Dustin Poirier just absolutely ripping into Michael Chandler, ripping him a bloody new one, mate. And Chandler's response to Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker being cancelled, and just, it sort of goes to prove why everything that Dustin says about Michael Chandler is completely true. He is a moron, he is a liar, he is a cheater. Chandler probably deserves what this Conor McGregor saga has done to his career. And quite frankly, we could use a break from all the madness that has been going on this week with all the cancellations and fight changes and Dana White putting a hit out on poor old Bryce Mitchell. Let's just slow it all down and have a laugh at salty Poirier. I believe he is what the ladies call hashtag petty. That seems to be a little meme for the females out there. So there you go. There you go, girls. There's about 3 women that watch this channel, so enjoy salty, petty Poirier. Anyway, old Dusty Boy did a podcast. It was called the Out of Pocket Podcast, and the interviewers, or the hosts, you don't really interview, it's a conversation. This isn't an interview, it's just a conversation. The hosts of the podcast felt like the conversation was probably getting a little bit slow. So they lit up the diamond, by getting him talking about Michael Chandler, and boy, does he go off. Let us begin.
You and Michael Chandler.
Oh, that's real.
That's real.
Oh, that's real. Oh, that's real. No, dude, I just don't like you, dude. Oh, that's real. He just sounds so angry when he starts off. Oh my God, he gets right into it. All right, play on. Just the way that he starts off gets me like every time. Michael Chandler? Oh no.
Yeah. Why do I dislike him so much? It comes back to this. Long time ago, I was at a Bellator event. He comes in the back. I just wanted to come over and shake your hand. I respect you so much, man. Your career has been awesome. You've had so many great fights. You've come back from adversity. So nice to finally meet you and shake your hand. Fast forward a year, 2 years, whatever, he makes it to the UFC. Now he's talking trash on me. And then I saw him in Vegas. He was coming into an event at the T-Mobile Arena, and that's the first time I saw him since. So I said, you little bitch. I said, he walked in front of the security.
So it sounds like because Michael Chandler was back in Bellator at the time, he was cool with Dustin Poirier. He was probably a fan of Poirier. Like, you can't watch fights and not be a fan of Dustin Poirier. And he just wanted to show respect to him, right? But then once Michael Chandler transitioned and came over to the UFC, he started talking a little bit of trash, trying to get the fight promoted, which, you know, considering where Dustin was in the rankings, that is a very smart move from Michael Chandler. So he just wisely started talking trash, trying to get things going, and Dustin Poirier apparently did not enjoy that. Did not enjoy that at all. So Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, Dusty starts having that little bit of that big dog energy, and telling Chandler to just calm down, and the fight kicks off. Right? It's weird to me here with Michael Chandler because it is sort of like a story between two Michael Chandlers. You got Chandler when he's coming over to the UFC and trying to get a fight with Dustin Poirier, starting to act a little bit tough around the background, start talking a little bit of trash behind the scenes of the UFC, you know, and Dustin's seeing all that. But then you got the other Michael Chandler who's trying to get a fight with Conor McGregor, and he's been doing nothing but sucking off Conor McGregor, glazing him, praising him, talking about how Conor McGregor is still romantic for the sport, and his road goes through Nashville, Tennessee. Chandler's done nothing but be humble and on his knees, just begging for Conor McGregor to slip the red panties onto him for the last, 5 years, it feels like, begging for that Conor McGregor fight, being nothing but humble and nice to him. But he'll be rude to Dustin Poirier. He'll start a little bit of trash talk with Dustin Poirier. It's just funny how, with one, he wants to pick one way to go at it, and with the other one, he wants to be super humble, super nice, doesn't want to piss off the Irish superstar. It's a little bit of there's two Michael Chandlers, isn't there? So yeah, with Dustin, it's clearly look, I'm going to get that fight eventually. I'll just rile up the fans in the media by talking trash to Dustin. And with Conor, he's obviously not sure if he's ever going to get that fight. So he's just being super humble. Bitch made, quite frankly. Bitch made. Let us press on.
And then they booked the fight.
Right.
He's fake, bro. And he might be a good person at home, but my personal experience, he's fake, man. But we do this knuckle shit, so I was even more mad. You know, I'm let's fight then.
Definitely prove.
And he's a cheater. And then, dude, bro, I could go on for days. I get so amped up about this.
Let it out.
Let me tell you what.
I could go on for days. He's just got one of those accents for me, right? You know how we all enjoy a Tom Aspinall accent, where just everything Tom Aspinall says is beautiful, you know? Him feeding chips to a seagull is just hilarious. To me, Dustin's got one of those accents. It's just so funny to listen to me. Oh, I could go on for days about this boy.
Amped up about this.
Let it
'Cause
out.
let me
Let
tell
it
you
out.
what. I get pissed off. He does all kind of stuff, man. Blows the blood in my eyes after I break his nose. That's cool. I've done that before, but I admitted it after. And then
He's a cheater. He's a cheater. Man, if you ever go out for a bar for drinks and the energy goes a little bit quiet, just go, oi, Dusty, what do you reckon about Michael Chandler, mate? And boom. It's like throwing baby oil into a Diddy party, yeah? Shit just starts popping off whether you like it or not, you know? Dusty on Chandler is like asking a chick with blue hair, what does she think about Donald Trump? They're just often rambling no matter what. Anyway, Dusty, how does Chandler cheat? Go on, brother, go on.
blows the blood in my eyes after I break his nose. That's cool. I've done that before, but I admitted it after. And then Chandler, I brought it up. And he said he didn't do it. Like, just admit it, bro. You're so fake. Then he stuck his fingers in my mouth
Oh my God.
to lift my neck up for a rear naked choke, right? He's on my back. I'm trying to get up off the fence. He sticks his fingers inside my mouth, grips my mouth guard,
pull it up.
pulls my head up to try to get his hand under my chin. Bro, I bite his fingers so hard. Let me tell you what. Hey, you heard it here first. Let me tell you what. If I didn't have a mouth guard on my top teeth, if my
Right.
teeth could touch together,
You bit his fingers off?
oh, bro, he'll be walking and rocking like this forever.
This part I love. I love this part. I love that Dusty stands on business with this part. Like, firstly, he's talking about, number one, you cheated by blowing blood into my face, which is cool. I've cheated before. So Dusty goes on to admit it, right? Like a man, that he has cheated before. But he does it continuously. Like, in the very next sentence, right there, Dusty sets up the story about how he cheated about biting on Michael Chandler's fingers, which is illegal. Obviously, you're not allowed to bite someone, right? But that is in reaction to Chandler's cheating. So Dustin's doing exactly what he is saying. It's like, look, you can cheat in a fight. You know, if you ain't cheating, you aren't trying. You're allowed to eye poke, fence grab, pull the shorts down, kick someone in the nuts. But afterwards, shake hands, be a man about it. Maybe have that little bit of moment, you know, and it, like every time there's a close fight, the fighters are close to each other and they have that little whispering moment in the ear. And even at the apex, it's hard to hear what they're saying. Like at the end of the fight, you shake hands and you go, you know what? It was what it was. And Dusty's doing that right here. He's like, yeah, I bit him.
He'll be walking and rocking like this forever. Hey, because I had a grip so good, I felt my bottom teeth go into his skin. I bet you he was cut. He knows what I'm talking about. You hoe.
The end. You a hoe. You a hoe. That's so good, man. That's so... My God, does Dustin Poirier hate Michael Chandler? Dustin Poirier, Peter Griffin, and the Giant Chicken. You know? Two goated rivalries that'll never get settled. It's like when DC interviews John Jones. You know, DC's interviewing John Jones on the speakerphone and DC is just eye rolls and flipping off of the speakerphone. It's like salty for life. Man, dude. Dustin doesn't understand that you can talk a little bit of shit to sell a fight. It's not that deep. You're allowed to get a little bit, you know, it's a sport. You're allowed to talk a little bit of shit, Dusty. He just gets so emotional. And he's done it for so long, like ever since the first Conor McGregor fight. Dusty gets so emotional in his fights. Maybe these days he does know that you can talk a little bit of trash to sell a fight. Like maybe he gained all of that experience during the second, third Conor McGregor fight, you know. But maybe he's just dealt with it as he's gotten older. So maybe it's the cheating during the fight that really had him annoyed, you know. Like, okay, yes, trash talking is one thing, you know, but afterwards you just shake hands. But should you be cheating too? Should you be cheating too? I don't know, man. Like we've seen Dusty like this before. Good old salty Dusty. It's so easy to trigger him, but it is bloody. It's so funny when he gets butthurt. It's so funny, man. And Chandler is a dirty dog cheater. He is, with everything that he said. Like, Chandler is just full of shit. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen clips of him at the Apex, like, talking to some of the female fighters where he's been like, no, the cameras are on. The cameras are on. Not right here. Not in front of the cameras, you know? Or he's, like, protecting his reputation. Where the Oliveira fight, it's like 1,000 shots to the back of the head, and Chandler has to do an entire, like, hour on Ariel Helwani talking about how actually there's this mohawk region, and as long as your forearm hits the mohawk, like, he's just talking crap on Ariel Helwani about what the back of the head is. And then just recently, like, lying to the fans, right? He posts this photo when Justin Gaethje is looking for a new fight. He posts this photo with the give me a call emoji, and then the very next tweet hours later is, I appreciate the entrance, but I've already got my opponent, my date. I'm gutted for Justin Gaethje. Well, then why did you put your hand up? Just to get some social clout. Just to get some social clout. That's the only reason you put your hand up. Like, Chandler is one of the dirtiest fighters in the UFC, and when you mix that with Dustin Poirier, who is one of the most salty, petty fighters in the UFC, I'm not surprised you get what you get, mate. I'm not surprised at all. But that's it, boys. That's the end of the video. That's the end of the week. If you enjoyed this video and this is your first time here, g'day, my name's Dougie. I make an MMA video every day of the week, Monday through Friday. And I try and go live 3 times a week. On that note, I just want to thank everyone that has stuck with me throughout this week. It's been a very trying week. Not just, you know, on camera and during the live streams with my internet completely dying, but, you know, just there's a lot going on in life right now. And having you guys here and supporting the channel means a lot. So I really appreciate you guys for sticking with me, especially with how bad the live streams have been this week. If you are not interested in the lives, that's all good. But if you've been trying to pop in on the lives, my internet has been it's just died. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to try and reset my modem, reinstall OBS, just do a full reboot and see what happens. I will figure out a way around this. If there's one thing we know about this channel is we persist and we will prevail. We will find a way through this. So thank you for sticking with me this week. It does mean a lot. It's been a long bloody week. Anyway, thank you. Give this video a like if you enjoyed this video. If you're one of the paying members of the channel, thank you so much. We're pushing forward towards Starlink. We'll try and get Starlink. If the Australian government will not give us internet, we'll go out there and get it ourselves. We'll rustle up some internet ourselves, boys. But your names are up on the next slide. Until then, you guys enjoy your weekend. I will be watching all of UFC Manel Cap. I'll be watching all of UFC on the weekend, but I will try and go live for it all. We'll see what happens, boys. Life is an adventure. See you in the next video.